Hey, this is Joe Price, and just wanted to create this short video to show you how to do the partially attached hints for Uruguay. A partially attached hint is just a record that has multiple people, and some of the people in the record have been attached to the tree, but not others. And there's many reasons why this might happen, and so I'll just go through some examples. But again, you'll run into like a variety of situations, and you can, if you're not sure what to do, you can always put in a note, and I can add that to a future video, or we can have someone else take a look at it. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so here we are in the sheet, and I actually like went ahead and found like some common cases that I think will be helpful for you to be able to see how to do. But in generally, what you'll do is you'll come into the sheet and just add your name. So that's kind of a way of checking these out. And let's take a look. Okay, so this first one. Okay, so notice that you have three people that are green, and you have this one person down here that is white. This is almost always a case where you just need to hit change person and pick the son in the family, and then notice here that you can add in his wife. And you'll click female and deceased. Okay, and then you'll just add her to the tree. And then just kind of look at the birth year of the husband, and I wouldn't add the wife if the birth year of the husband is after 1920. Okay, so that one was pretty easy. Let me just put a one here. This next one says link spouse. So let's see what that means. Okay, so you can see these are all green. Down here is white. So I'm going to hit change person, Joaquin. And so notice in this case, Maria's already there. So we're just going to attach her. Now, there will be some cases where the wife down here, the name here will be not the same as this, which is probably a second marriage. So if you run into that, you can just copy this name, come over to here to his person page, and then you would just add her in as a new spouse right here. So you put add spouse and put in her name. And when you come back here to source linker and hit refresh, then it'll match up with the new person you've created. Okay, these next two are cases in which we're going to be detaching. And so sometimes people seem to have attached to the wrong person. So you can see here Antonio Francisco. But if we look at the siblings, you can see, actually, let's actually change the focus person. Oh, let's see. Well, I'm going to detach. Oh, sorry. I meant right. If I look down this list right here, you can see here's an Antonio, but he's 1872. That's a tougher one. I'm not sure, but I just don't think these are the same person. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to detach that, but I'm not quite sure where to put it. So that's fine. I mean, one thing I could do is I could create a new person in here. I think in this one, I'm just going to leave it detached like that. Everything, oh, the parents look like a good match. Just that's not looking like a correct match. So they do have the same, I don't know, that's a tough one. I think I'm still going to detach it. And so let me show you another one that's like a much easier detached case. So if you look here, like these are very different people. So I'm going to hit detach. And that's fine because then it's not a partially attached hint. It'll go back kind of into our normal hint pile and we can decide what to do with it. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll just do some random ones just so you can kind of see how these pop out. Okay, so notice here we have three people that are green. We have down here three people that are white. So we're going to hit change person, change the Lorenzo. Okay, we're going to add in his wife. So we're going to put female because he's male, Lorenzo. And then with Spanish names, you can usually tell based on the last syllable. In this case, Amabile, you can't, but Maria, you could. And so now she's added to the tree. Then I'm going to hit change person. And now she's the focus person, which will allow us to add her parents. And sometimes when you're adding the parents, you'll see some possible matches, and you can select those if they're correct. Okay, so notice now, then I'm going to hit attach record, and all these will get connected. Okay, so that's really kind of the end of the video, but I'll go through some additional cases if you want to stay on and just see some other examples. And I'll show you kind of how I normally do it. I actually usually will open up kind of a group by hitting Alt and Enter at the same time, and then I'll just kind of work my way backwards. Okay, so this is an interesting case where it looks like I need to do a little bit of merging. And if you don't feel comfortable merging, you can always just put in a note that says there's some merges that need to be done. But I'm going to, let's see, let's just take a look at this right here. Death registry. So we got Paysandu, birth is about the same. This Delacroix, that's the only thing is it's kind of like a little bit different on the name, but it's pretty similar. Da, da, da. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's the only thing now that's throwing me off is that this one is connected to this person right here who has this birth date, which is different than this birth date. So I'm actually going to just leave this the way it is. I'm going to skip this one. Let me see if I can pull this down just a little bit. So I'm just going to skip that one. You can always skip that one. You can leave a note. Okay, this one looks like a pretty easy match. So I'm going to hit change person. Okay, and it looks like actually everything's lining up really well. So I'm just going to attach all those at the same time. And I'm using the Goldie May attach tool. You can see one of our other videos about how to set that up, or you can just attach them by hand. Okay, here's one where, the husband was born in 1851. We're going to add, the only problem here is I'm actually going to pass on this one just because Antonio is a guy's name. The name could be Antonia. If we wanted to, maybe we could just take a look at the image really fast. Oh, image is unavailable. Okay, so we'll just skip that one. Okay, so here is a family. Okay, and so this person is born after 1920, so we're just going to skip that one. Here we have Raphael, so we're going to go change person. We'll add in his spouse. So hopefully this last part of the video just shows that we don't have to do every one, we can skip. And you don't have to put in a note that you skipped. We'll be able to know that as we go back through. But you can always put in notes if you want someone to come take a look at something. And then, I usually will check out kind of chunks. And then again, I just open them using Alt and Enter at the same time. But really the goal here is just look for those really easy ones where we can add in a spouse, maybe connect two families together. But yeah, thanks for helping with this project, and we can create additional videos on how to do this. I'm really kind of sharing this video with people that maybe are already familiar with source linking and how to use the change person button and all those other kind of things that you do within Source Linker. But really grateful to have your help and hope you have a great experience helping us with these partially attached hints.